Oh, good. Thank you. Oh, a new
Good, good.
location.
Yes, yes. New location. Uh,
Nice.
I have a topic. I have a topic we can do today. It's a little bit more challenging than last time. Much more challenging. But
Okay,
because you're
let's
in
try.
Canada, good practice. Uh, it'll be 6 minutes listening. It'll be a some reading and some speaking. It's about. It's called change in world order.
Oh,
It's economy and politics. Change in world order. Very famous man within United States, but also in China and other countries, respected. Very dry and honest information about the change. But he doesn't say who is the winner. He just says what he sees. Okay. I think you will find interesting. So let's begin. Wait. This is ChatGPT. Okay. Can you see? Uh, if you like the class today, you tell me, and we do again next class. It's 5 classes. If you don't like, we just do this one class today. Next time we do something else. Okay. So
okay,
far,
okay.
I
Okay.
did with 50,
Interesting challenge.
50 students. Okay, it's a good challenge. Good challenge. Okay, here we go.
The changing world order. The times ahead will be radically different from those that we've experienced in our lifetimes, though similar to many times before. How do I know that? Because they always have been. Over my roughly 50 years of global macroeconomic investing, I've learned the hard way that the most important events that surprised me did so because they never happened in my lifetime. These painful surprises led me to study the last 500 years of history for similar situations, where I saw that they had indeed happened many times before, with the ups and the downs of the Dutch, British, and US empires. And every time they did, it was a sign of the changing world order. This study taught me valuable lessons that I'm going to pass along to you here in a distilled form. You can find the comprehensive version in my book, Principles for Dealing with the Changing World Order. Let me begin with a story that brought me to this point, about how I learned to anticipate the future by studying the past. In 1971, when I was a young clerk on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, the United States ran out of money and defaulted on its debts. That's right, the US ran out of money. How? Well, back then, gold was the money used in transactions between countries. Paper money, like the dollar, was like checks in a checkbook in that it had no value other than it could be exchanged for gold, which was the real money. At the time, the United States was spending a lot more money than it was earning by writing a lot more of these paper money checks than it had gold in the bank to exchange for them. As people turned these checks into the bank for gold money, the amount of gold in the US started to dwindle. It soon became obvious that the US couldn't keep its promises for all the existing paper money, so people holding dollars rushed to exchange them before the gold ran out. Recognizing that the US was going to run out of real money, on Sunday evening, August 15th, President Nixon went on television to tell the world that the US was breaking its promise to let people exchange their dollars for gold. Of course, he didn't say it that way. He said it more diplomatically, without making it clear that the United States was defaulting.
The strength of a nation's currency is based on the strength of that nation's economy. And the American economy is by far the strongest in the world. Accordingly, I have directed the Secretary of the Treasury to take the action necessary to defend the dollar against the speculators. I have directed Secretary Connally to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold or other reserve assets, except in amounts and conditions determined to be in the interest of monetary stability and in the best interest of the United States.
I watched in awe, realizing that money as we understood it was ending. What a crisis. I expected this.
So we broke our promise. We said to countries, you cannot exchange right now, like dollar for gold, because we had a problem in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 1970s.
August 15th.
But
I
the
remember.
stock market. But something happened here. The stock market.
To plunge the next day, so I got on the exchange floor early to prepare. When the opening bell rang, pandemonium broke out, but not the kind I expected. The market was up, way up, and went on to rise nearly 25%. That surprised me because I never experienced a currency devaluation before. When I dug into history, I discovered that the exact same thing happened in 1933 and had the exact same effect. Then paper dollars were also linked to gold, which the US was running out of because it was spending more paper money checks than it had gold to exchange for them. And President Roosevelt announced on the radio that he would break the country's promise to exchange dollars for gold.
It was then that I issued the proclamation providing for the National Bank holiday. And this was the first step in the government's reconstruction of our financial and economic fabric. The second step, last Thursday, was the legislation promptly and patriotically passed by the Congress, confirming my proclamation and broadening my powers so that it became possible, in view of the requirement of time, to extend the holiday and lift the ban of that holiday gradually in the days to come. This law also gave authority to develop a program of rehabilitation.
In both cases, breaking the link to gold allowed the U.S. to continue spending more than it earned, simply by printing more paper dollars. Since there was an increase in the number of dollars without an increase in the country's wealth, the value of each dollar fell. As these new dollars entered the market, without a corresponding increase in productivity, they went to buy lots of stocks, gold, and commodities, and hence caused their prices to rise. As I studied more history, I saw that the exact same thing happened many, many times before. I saw that since the beginning of time, when governments spent much more than they took in taxes, and conditions got bad, they ran out of money and they needed more. So they printed more, a lot more, which made its value fall and made the prices of most everything, including stocks, gold, and commodities, rise. That's when I first learned the principle that when central banks print a lot of money to relieve a crisis, buy stocks, gold, and commodities, because their value will rise and the value of paper money will fall. This printing of money is also what happened in 2008 to relieve the mortgage-driven debt crisis, and in 2020 to relieve the pandemic-driven economic crisis, and it almost certainly will happen in the future.
Okay, that's all the listening for today. And I will send you the video. This will be your homework to listen to it again from 7 minutes, 10 seconds. Only this part, so you can review it. Yes?
Okay.
I want to ask you what you understand. If you don't understand, it's okay, because we will do some reading now about it to make it more clear. What can you understand before we do the reading?
Mhm.
It's difficult, don't worry.
Okay. Yeah, it's difficult to explain. So, what I understand from this video, it's stories that begin around 1913 the president established a gold standard that $1 equals some measure of gold. But in 1971, if I don't count, Nixon declined this standard.
Yeah, exactly. He suspended it, right?
Yeah.
Because United States was not responsible. We're spending too much, yeah? But we don't say. But it's true. We can see. So, and it happened again, second time. 1971 was the second time. First time was 1930.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and when we suspend this, we start printing.
Yeah,
Printing
just print money.
If we have a problem, we're behind. Yeah, need more money. So let's read a little bit here. This will be a good review. So, what is money printing?
Money printing happens when someone is or something like a government creates extra money out of thin air to spend. This can help pay for things, but if too much is created, it can cause problem. Like prices going up a lot, inflation, and making the money less valuable.
Okay, so it's like you really want to buy that car, but you don't have the money now. You can buy 5 years later, but you can borrow money from the bank. You can borrow money from friend or family, and you can do it now. Yes, it can help you pay for things, but if you borrow too much, it can cause problems. Yes, if you borrow too much money, it can cause problems.
Yeah, if I can't pay for my bills, it will be a problem.
Yeah, you have to be careful, right? Some situation necessary, maybe like you need the taxi for your job, so you need to borrow money. You don't have the money, but do you need to borrow money for an iPhone 16? No, you don't need an iPhone 16. Do you need does your taxi need to be a supercharger Tesla? No, it can be a simple car. It doesn't need to be a Mercedes or BMW. It can be a simple taxi. Some people borrow money for things that are not necessary, and it causes problems because you have to pay it back. Yeah. So I asked, give an example, because I sometimes teach people it's very difficult, the video. So here's an easy example. Okay, imagine.
Imagine you are really good at driving and decide to use your drawings as money with your friends. Everyone loves your drawings and agrees that one drawing equals one candy. Okay, good times.
Well, it's we agree at the beginning. It's fair. So good times. Yeah, good times.
Yeah. Good times. You work hard and create a few drawings to exchange with your friends for candy. The system works great because everyone knows each drawing is valuable. Second, no, you print too many. One day you decide, I want more candy, but I don't want to work as hard. So you quickly make lots of extra drawings to trade for candy. Oh, it's a cheating.
Yeah. So you at the beginning, when you are in a relationship, husband and wife, you listen to each other, you care for each other, you're you're clean, you smell good. The first date, the first time you apply for a job, you're very clean, you're nervous, but later we get comfortable. You don't listen as much. You talk to your wife while on the phone. Maybe not you, I don't know. But people get to work a little bit late. They become a little bit lazy. And then the problem starts.
Yeah. Okay, third. Problem starts. At first, it's fun. You get candy without much effort, but soon your friends notice that there are too many drones in circulation. Because drones are no easy to get, their value goes down. Now instead, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. Now instead of one rounds for one candy, your friends might demand 5 rounds for one candy because rounds aren't as special anymore.
Okay. So it changes now. Yeah.
Yeah, inflation.
Yeah. It changes. Inflation and you know, somebody's not listening to their wife anymore, or you're not coming to work on time. The job starts to look for other employee. The wife starts to look at other husband.
Yeah.
The same idea. And then last part, losing trust.
Yeah, losing trust. Eventually, your friends might stop accepting your drawings altogether because they don't trust their value. This case shows your drawings no longer works as money. Mhm.
Okay, so like saying, I'm sorry, I won't be late. The boss says, we're done, fired, divorced. So the US has in the 1930s and 1970s default, had this problem, but eventually countries will say, no, I want my gold. You need to pay me. I don't trust you anymore. Yeah? So how it relates to government.
How it's related to government? In the same way, when a government prints money, usually by creating new money, like electronically or physically, it may help at first. But if they print too much, the money becomes less valuable. Prices go up, and people might lose trust in it.
Yeah, right? They stop trusting it. This is pretty serious. Oh, here, I have to dry my towel. Just a second.
Oh yeah, it was so many times.
Ooh, borrowing too much money. Oh, it's hot. Ooh. Sorry.
Oh,
Yes. Okay. So here's the main lesson: printing extra money.
the main lesson: printing extra money might seem like a quick fix, but over time it can create big problems by reducing trust and making things more expensive.
Yeah, true. So, what do you think about this situation with what's happening with printing money?
Yeah, I think it could be a problem because last time, for example, pandemic time in 2020, government also print a lot of money to support people who lose a job or can't can go out because it was the time, don't know, like quarantine. Don't know the same in English.
Because people couldn't work, or because of the quarantine.
Yeah, people was in isolation.
And I mean, it works, right? I mean, it works. It works temporarily. Yeah.
Yeah, but people start to spend a lot of money for not not valuable things for life, or just for fun,
Yeah, yeah.
expensive
This was
devices and
mhm.
other.
This is a big problem. Yeah, we had some money for small businesses. My friend has a small business.
Yeah.
He said my wife and I are struggling with our kid to make money. Then the government gave money. He said the government helped. I said, "Oh, congratulations." I visited my friend. He was smiling. Everything was okay, and he said, "John, I got to show you something." I said, "What?" And we went in the garage, and there was this new like big like trailer thing with construction. I said, "What is this?" He said, "I'm working on this as a new project." I said, "Where did you get the money?" He said, "Oh, well, this is the money that the government gave me." I said, "Oh, interesting. So everything's okay." Bad habits, yeah, addiction.
Yeah, some people call
Uh,
it stupid money.
struggles. Yeah, it's an addiction. It's hard for people.
Yeah.
So why governments start printing money? Well, usually,
Okay, governments usually print money because they have run out of other ways to pay for things they need or want, like debt, wars, or economic problems. Instead of earning money, uh, those taxes or cutting expenses, they take the shortcut of creating more money. Let's go back to the driving example of your art being used as money.
so
Mhm.
yeah. So this is the same example here as we did earlier. Yeah. So this was the there's a few expressions I teach you. One is living within your means. How you are spending your money, how you are living, is right. Like it's like 0 0 even. You are making money, you are spending money. Maybe you have a little bit of savings, but it's makes sense. Then there's living above your means. This is dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
You are spending more than you're making. And then I believe the healthiest is living below your means. So you make $1,000, but you spend 500. You save half, or you save 70%. You can spend, but you choose not to. You don't need a big house. You don't need to go to restaurants every weekend. This is the best.
Yeah,
I
best
think.
practice. Earn a little more than you spend.
Yes, yes, yes. A little or a lot more. or it's not you need to increase your wage. I think most people I meet in society, most people I meet, it's not everybody. I don't know your situation, everybody's situation different, but rarely you need to make more. Usually it's you need to spend less. And I see this with people like the cost of beer, like one beer, or one night at a club, or one time you took a taxi, or one time you didn't want to walk, you took you took the car or something, and that costs money. Yeah. Uh, Eating out always costs more. No excuses. No excuses. No excuses. No. I say again and again because it's the common thing I hear everybody say. Yeah, but it's cheaper to eat outside. Never, never. Even if it's a convenience store, you grab something. Never. The supermarket is your best friend. Supermarket, but not packaged things like raw foods, like a banana, an apple, and then a kitchen. Your kitchen. Yeah. Natural
Yes.
foods.
Yeah.
But you need time
Something that
also.
you can to cook.
Yeah, and it's easier if it's best if it's like a family, because you have like for example your wife, she would cook. It's her job, and she cooks for everybody. So it saves you money, it saves the kids money, it saves everybody. Okay, the rest we already did this. It's the same thing, but I will copy and send you because it's good for your practice also. What do you think of the topic?
Yeah, very interesting. I also interested that problem earlier. I little know about this.
We can. Do you want to continue again next time, or try go back to an Ango topic? Both okay with me.
Yeah, let's continue. Why not?
Okay, let's do. So if you have time, just review up to 710, and then next class continue 710, and then it will talk about. The next class we will look at personal examples. So it will talk about a healthy country, healthy society, but you can do the same thing, healthy individual. So one of them will be like education. Does a country have a good education system? But it's the same with you. Like, do you have good education? Like, you're studying English. That's a good idea. And then, because English is already difficult, yes, I have students already have English. I ask them, do you study Chinese? Maybe that's the next thing.
Oh, today I feel shy because I met a man. It's a black man who studied in Ukraine and Russia also. It was
Oh, really?
many years ago, by 20, or he married for a Russian woman.
Okay.
Now they divorced. It doesn't matter. So and they moved to Canada also, maybe 20 years
they moved to
ago
Canada?
or more.
Oh, 20 years ago. Really? Oh.
Yeah, and he speak Russian very well, and his kids also speak Russian. Older son is 21, and they spoke with each other by Russian. You know, it's unusual to black men in Canada speak with each
that is.
other in Russian. Yeah.
Yeah. That's very, very unique. Did you? So you picked him up in the taxi, yeah?
No, I learn driving course. I need to little improve my driver license, and we met in driving course.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wow. That's very interesting. So you made a
And-
new friend, yeah?
Yeah, and I feel shy because I can't speak English so
No.
natural like this man speak Russian.
No. You can speak. Just confidence. You can speak. Yeah. Well, we will definitely continue this next time because this is a challenge for you. It'll be listening and reading and a deep topic. But let's continue next time. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. See you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Evening. Have a good night. Yeah.
Thank you. See you
Bye-bye.
next week.
Ciao. See you next week. Ciao.